I think it's important with respect to moral values to distinguish between objective moral values and subjective values. By objective moral values, I mean moral values which are valid and binding independently of whether anybody believes in them or not. Subjective values would be expressions of personal taste, like vanilla tastes better than chocolate. That may be true for you, but it's not true for me. Those are subjective values. And what I would argue is that if there is no God, then there really is no objective moral value in life. In the absence of God, moral values seem to be either just expressions of personal taste or else the byproducts of sociological and biological evolution, just as a troop of baboons will exhibit altruistic and sacrificial and cooperative behavior because natural selection has determined it to be advantageous in the struggle for survival. So their primate cousins, Homo sapiens, have evolved a sort of herd morality which is useful in the propagation of our species. But there doesn't seem to be anything about Homo sapiens that makes this morality objectively true. If you were to rewind the film of evolution and shoot it again, a very different sort of creature might have evolved with a very different set of moral values. And it would be arbitrary for us to think that our moral values are objective and true in comparison to that other creatures. To think that human beings are somehow special and their morality objectively true seems to be guilty of speciesism, which is an unjustified bias and preference in favor of one's own species. So it seems to me that without God as a transcendent anchor for moral values and duties, that there really is no objective right and wrong, good and evil. Everything becomes socioculturally relative, and there's no one to say that you are right and I am wrong. Now that has profound consequences. What that means is that we cannot say that rape, child abuse, torture, infanticide, injustice, racial discrimination are really wrong. Nor can we say that love, tolerance, open-mindedness, self-sacrifice, and charity are really good. For in a universe without God, good and evil as such do not exist.